All right, guys, welcome back to another Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. It is Monday, July 4th. Remember what this day is about. Independence. We earned it. We fought hard for it. Don't give it back away. Before we bring out the guests today, we have some great ones that I'm excited to get on. But I wanted to take just a minute and kind of talk about something that happened to me this past week first. I really owe a huge debt of gratitude to the Victoria Fire Department and to the Victoria EMTs, particularly from Fire Station number 2 over there on Meori Lane. Tuesday last week, I returned home early in the evening and my son had a seizure. He's 2.5 years old. You've heard me talk about Truman quite often, but he had a febrile, and this is stuff I'm just learning, but a febrile seizure. That was easily one of the most terrifying events of my entire life. We had just had a really great day and my son had what we thought was a slight fever. And the next thing we know, he's in the middle of a seizure and convulsing for 3 or 4 minutes. It was ugly, it was terrifying, but when I finally remembered the number to 911, because it actually took me a second to remember that, I called and in less than 5 minutes, the cavalry showed up. Obviously, they didn't catch me at my best because I was, kind of a wreck, because at one point we even thought we lost my son in that. But they were professionals. And, I know the short answer is this is their job and that's what they do. And they did, and it is their job, but it meant the world to me that day. And apparently this is something that happens a lot, these febrile seizures, and I had no idea they even existed. And so I was quite in shock. My wife was in shock, but they did a really good job of just calming us down and calming the situation. And so I just wanted to open the show with, yes, that was a sad deal. And we're still dealing with that, but in the same breath, I really wanted to highlight the heroism of our fire department and the EMTs, because they were such professionals. They did their job. They controlled the scene. They controlled it was spectacular, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to publicly thank them for helping me and my wife and my son. Thank you. So now, on to some positive things here. We filmed last week, that's what I was really excited about, is we filmed the first Going Hot podcast that we will be launching soon. We were very excited. If you haven't seen already, on Prime Video, the terminal list has dropped. I am overly proud big brother. My little brother is a co-producer in that. He also plays Boozer. He's also a tech advisor. Jared Shaw, he's just done a phenomenal job. The whole story of how the terminal list came to be, all of that. I got to sit down. We had a nice long podcast interview. It was great. Later in the episode, part 2, we bring in Jack Carr. He was kind enough, the author, New York Times bestseller, the author of the terminal list, the entire series. He was so kind. He sat down, spent some time with us, got to hear the story of how the book came to be, or how it went from the book to the Prime Video. And so that was awesome. We really look forward to getting that out there to you. And so let's take a sneak peek at the brand new Going Hot podcast. Check this out, and then we'll take a word from our sponsors.
It's like with anything, in the SEAL teams, you don't really have a choice who you work with, but when you meet great people, you want to work with those people, and that's, a blessing about the SEAL teams is you're working with the best people in the world, like you every day are struggling to keep up with them, you know what I mean? Like iron sharpens iron. It's accountability. You want to be the best you can be to protect that man on the left of you, the man on the right of you, and when you grow those friendships and that camaraderie, man, you want to hold on to it, so being able to, like you said, transition out of the SEAL teams, what's next? What do you do? And that's where, God is good, man. God is good. Like a lot of people hold on to that identity. They believe that that's what makes them who they are. And I remember you and I talking before I ever went into the military and saying, like, man, I won't let this, if I make this, if I become a SEAL, I won't let it change me. I can't let it change me.
From day one, we've said that.
Yeah.
You will be Jared Shaw. It was a Navy SEAL, not Navy SEAL Jared Shaw.
That's it. That's right, man. And unfortunately, there's people that, hold on to that identity and don't know what to do with it. And don't get me wrong, when I got out, there was a struggle with that of like, what am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to carry myself? What am I supposed, you know what I mean? And that's where I say God is good. God took care of me and opened these doors and presented opportunities that have put me in this chair right here, put me with the ability to be able to work on things like this. And so, yeah, going on a project like this and working, being able to bring our guys on, guys like Ray Mendoza, who, when this book got pitched years ago, Ray and I talked about it, like, buddy, like, I need you on this. Ray is a different level, man. Like,
I've been a fan of his since Act of Valor.
I remember
because he did the water exit.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes.
I always tell him that,
and I'm gonna do the spoiler. If you haven't seen Act of Valor, you need to go see. People need to see Act of Valor. But that boat scene when they did that wet entry, I don't even know if that's what it's called, but it's one of my favorite cinematic things ever. When he wrecks that, he rolls out the deal. And then that boat comes around, just lights up the I mean, that was so I've been a fan of his since then. And then he went on and worked on Lone Survivor but it's always been the iron sharpens iron. You guys, he made it here. Hey Judd, I'm grabbing you for this. You made it here. You're grabbing him over there.
He just pulled me on a project in Georgia. Got me a role on that and worked together. That he was tech advising. But yeah, he's a different level. Like I'm a decent tech advisor, but I have a question. I go to Ray. And Ray's he's calm, cool all the time, and it's just a wealth of knowledge. And without him on this project, man, I mean, it would be a totally different deal.
Since 1932, Wallach & Volk has been closing mortgages and doing it the right way. The reason why the Volks opened up a bank at the height of the Great Depression was because the bank needed to be opened at the height of the Great Depression. And it was good for the community at that time. A lot of the banks were going under. In order to keep that community sound and stable, it was something that they did. I think that says something about who Wallach & Volk was 85 years ago. And the only way you get to continue to do it is if you consistently do it great. And we plan on doing this for another 85 years.
Marketing today can be complex. Emails, customer relationship management, lead tracking, landing pages, and text messaging. But what if you could do it all with just one tool? And what if there was an agency behind the solution that could do it with you, or better yet, do it for you? Introducing ThriveFuel 360, the new do-it-for-you digital marketing solution. Drive leads, nurture prospects, automate follow-up, connect with your audience, and book appointments all in one place. ThriveFuel 360.
We can't believe it. We're still overstocked on bedding, recliners, sofas, even sectionals. It's happening right now at Cayman Furniture. Buy it today and have it delivered today.
And you thought I was kidding. Buy it today and we'll have it in your home tonight.
All right, guys, we are back. We have got our first guest today. I really enjoy all the stuff that they do over there. Young lady, for those that don't know who you are, if you would not mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you're here with.
Awesome. So I am Kimberly Zigmont. I'm the Assistant Director with Victoria Parks and Recreation, and I am really excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Glad to have you.
And this afternoon, so we are having our Miller Lite 4th of July blast off. It's our one of our annual events with our partner Glazer's Beer and Beverage, and we are so excited to be having it again.
Yeah, it's a lot of, because you guys just don't start this like week of. Like, this is way out there, and I bet it's been a ton of fun with all of the rain, drought, then 3-4 days before the event, rain. Like, that's... Because then you're sitting there juggling the whole time, like, well, does this happen? Are we still doing? Actually, you guys were doing the fireworks all along. That was just the rest of us, whether we got to play with fireworks or not.
Yeah, because that burn ban was for the county.
That's right.
But we work closely with the fire marshal's office, and we do all the permitting. And it's a professional pyrotechnics company that we hire every year, so we know it's safety's priority, and we always have that in line.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Last year, it was last year, or the year before, we were working with Ashley on some stuff, trying to. And it was weeks in advance it was starting, and it was all professionals running all that stuff. And shoot, even just to get over there to try to get a little B-roll footage or stuff, like we were having to weeks in advance work on clearances and permissions and all that just to be safe. And so, no, you guys are all over it. Well, talk me through today. I'm excited because this is, everybody likes the fireworks show, and so tell me all about what you guys, it seems like we got a lot happening today, so I want to hear about it.
Yeah, so the event kicks off at 5. Okay. And we're having a car show. So if anyone has a really awesome car, bike, Jeep, anything on wheels that they want to show off, because I know there's a lot of hard work that people put into these.
Oh yeah, cost and money, a lot of money.
They are welcome to come in, and we'll have a designated area for them to show it off. We're also having a cornhole tournament, and that's $20 to participate. per team, or if it's singles. It's free to enter this car show. We want a lot of people to come out and show off their work. And the car show starts at 5, and then 6 o'clock the cornhole tournament starts.
You any good at cornhole? I'm terrible at it.
You know, it's really one of those things. Sometimes I do really well, but other times
really?
I'm like, ooh.
We had the Crossroads cornhole guys on, and they were cool, and
Kevin's fantastic.
Yeah,
to
but
work
I'm terrible at that, and so I just was curious if you were any good or not. And so we got that, the cornhole, $20 per team to get in. That's awesome. And then I see over here, I get excited. We got some music coming.
Oh, we are so excited for the music. So we have David Valadez y la Guerra Musical.
You know,
Doing my best.
I'm overly white too, so I'm not gonna criticize you on that. You rolled those. Good job. That was way better than I would have done it. So you nailed that.
Lots of time practicing. They start at 5:45, and then Mason Lively, local from Inez, starting at 7:45.
Outstanding. I just want to. David Valdez La Guerra Musical. You did that good. Well done on that one. And then Mason Lively at 7:45, and then followed by the fireworks at 9:30. Now, you guys are just really, and I know we're not going to give away any details because it's all secret squirrel, but you guys are really firing up and going to try to stay busy this summer. Lots of stuff to do, lots of stuff for I'm sure the kids and everybody just stay out there and stay busy.
Yes. So July kicks off Parks and Recreation Month, so nationwide. So all the Parks and Recreation, whether it's a district, county, city, we're doing all kinds of great stuff, and all that can be found on our Facebook and Instagram pages and our website.
Outstanding. Now, can you cool it down out there a little bit for us for this?
You know, maybe not temperature-wise, but we'll do some water stuff, have some snow cones.
Go. I like the way you think.
Trying to be creative.
I like the way you think. No, you guys do a good job. And so, let me back up, make sure I got everything right here. It's the Miller Lite. This is today, the Miller Lite 4th of July Blast Off. The event location is at the Community Center. Is that all of these are happening in the Community Center? Everything?
All of them happen at the Community Center.
So nothing downtown, nothing like that. Nope. All at the Community Center. Starting at 5 p.m. And moving on through the different. We've got the car show, then the cornhole, then the music starts, and then the fireworks. Am I right with that?
Yes. And we will have beer sales, so no ice chests, please, because all the proceeds for beer sales will benefit the food bank of the Golden Crescent.
Oh, good to know. They're friends of ours. That's great to hear. Yes, we love them over there. They do a great job, and so good. So no ice chests, but beer will be sold. Beer will be sold.
We also have a great lineup for food trucks. We have 10 different food trucks coming. We got hot dogs. We got Caribbean food. We got Mom's tamales. We got Grumpy's coming in.
Well, how come nobody called me to test all these things just to make sure they were good, before they went out there?
I mean, I've eaten at some of these
different
places.
Food trucks.
Yes.
So show up hungry, show up thirsty, and no ice chest.
No ice chest.
No ice chest. Man, this is gonna be fun, huh?
I'm really excited. I think this is gonna be a really fun afternoon.
You guys do a good job, and again, the 4th of July is to be celebrated. This is our independence. We fought hard for that, a lot of bloodshed for that, and so I'm glad that our flag is still flying and we can go out there and enjoy this. Is there anything that I'm forgetting to tell people, or anything that I just went right over that we want to make sure we plug?
So because this is an outside event, the inclement weather, hopefully that does not happen. Different things go on throughout the day.
I'm gonna jump in real fast. I'm guilty of this, but I think it was my years blur together. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but we worked with Ashley. We got so ready. We were gonna go out there. We were gonna film the whole thing, and then it just started pouring rain, and it poured. And we had all the camera equipment and stuff, and we were watching, and we made the last minute call we don't want to take all the gear out there and set it all up and just go through all that. So I called Ashley in the morning. I'm like, hey, thank you for everything. We're gonna go ahead and pull the plug because we just don't want to. It's just too dicey with all the gear and what it takes. And then it was beautiful, and it didn't it's 3 minutes within us making the call, packing everything up. The weather broke, and it was perfect. It was just absolutely perfect. So I'm hoping for that again.
Year.
Yes, it was. It actually did so much. Everybody worked so hard. We had this good collaboration going, all this fun stuff, and then the weather just, it was tons of, and then it was perfect. And so.
Because we get worried with our bands, because that's, as you said, your equipment, that sound equipment, we're like, ooh, do we move the concert inside? It's a different feel inside, so we want to do as much as we can to stay outside.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and that's, that was the same thing with us. We're we just didn't want to ruin the equipment. We didn't, there's so many deals, but the hard work of it all is what I remember, is how, even coordinating that show started months in advance, and so Just a lot of work goes into this, and so thank you all.
Yes.
What else? Am I forgetting anything else?
So to stay up to date
Yes,
for any of the event, for if it starts raining, to know what's going on, we definitely can. We'll have Facebook updates with the City of Victoria. Our communications team will be out there for the event. You can text ADD to 361-200. 3098 to get event updates live, what's going on, and then our communications team is also going to live broadcast.
Awesome.
The fireworks. So
Awesome.
if for some reason you are in, you can't come out for the event, you can go onto the Facebook page or you can tune into TV channel 15 or 115.
I think so. Something like that.
And they'll have it out there. The pre-show will be at 9 o'clock, and they'll be giving you all kinds of really fun updates. We have a terrific community. As you were talking about, Ashley, her and her team are absolutely
they do phenomenal. Good job.
we're really lucky that we get to work with them. And so yeah.
Yeah, no, they're great. Thank you for all the hard work that goes into this. Thanks for coming on and sharing the info with us. Yeah, if I'm not forgetting anything else, guys, we will take a break for our sponsor and be right back with our last guest.
Hey, I'm Cindy Staley, and today we're doing something really fun. We've got studs that our community has purchased and sponsored, and they've written their names on them. This is something that we want you to participate in with us. Our studs cost us $8 a piece now, but you can be a sponsor for just $100 a stud. It's really a way for you to partner with our families, but when they walk in and they know that the community has partnered with them, it makes all the difference in the world. Please join us, won't you?
Guys, welcome back to our final segment here. We've got a new guest that hasn't come on before. I'm excited for this because I'm a big fan of what they do. I'm terrible at what they do, but I'm still a big fan of it. But without further ado, my brother, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let them know who you're here with.
My name is Brian Huff. I'm with Heart of a Champion Boxing Gym.
Gotcha. We were talking a little bit off air here, and I was kind of letting him in on how terrible I was at boxing. Why is boxing such a crucial skill, and why should people, it has its fun stuff. You can go in there, hit mitts, hit a pad, this and that. But why should people learn boxing? Why is self-defense such an important tool to have, and why should they come by there and see you guys?
Well, it's important because we live in a time and age right now where you have to know how to defend yourself. With everything going on in school and being, bullies and things of that nature, is just something that's a fundamental thing that you should have in your arsenal.
Because, correct me if I'm wrong here, I'll speak from personal experience. Everybody thinks they can fight. I go to the local fights here, pick boxing, pick jiu-jitsu, pick MMA, go to any of them, and listen to the 98% of the people in the audience. Oh, that wouldn't work on me. I'd do this.
Yeah.
I'd do that. I'd knock that guy out if he came, whatever.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't, no, you wouldn't, no, you wouldn't, no, you wouldn't. Walking into a professional gym where you get instruction is one of the most humbling things to me ever. I walked in thinking I could fight. I walked out going, holy crap, I can't fight.
Yeah.
And as a man that really, both with boxing and jiu-jitsu, the fact that another grown person could totally dominate me and control me and impose their will upon mine, it freaked me out. And it was like, that was scary to me. And now I've been training for several years and all this, and it's actually, the more I learn, the more I realize I don't know. Right. And it's like an onion. You peel a layer off and there's another one, and you just keep going, and it disciplines me in a way that, one, I hope I never get in another fight again. Yeah. Because you don't, the nerdiest guy out there might be the baddest dude out there, and he'll just hand you your rear end real quick. But it's so, I've got buddies that I was guilty of this, that you have all these false expectations of what you can do and how you can perform, and if this happened, I would do this. Yeah. And you find out quickly under duress, or when in my case, they lined up this dude. Anybody that's ever boxed in this town, Albert, they lined him up against, and he came over and just and I was not prepared. I was not ready, and I just had this huge adrenaline dump. And I was that guy you see on TV later in the rounds that can't even lift his arms up and he's trying to like throw his shoulders at people because he can't lift his arms. That was me. But again, it leads back to my point of you have this idea of what you are in your mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't match reality most of the time.
Exactly.
And so when you walk in there with you guys and you start molding us and doing it, it was crazy to me how much I didn't know, but it was neat to watch how you guys like piece it together and you start with foundations and you start building them up. And so I think that's just spectacular. I'll loop back around to more, but I wanted to ask you, I know we're way out. I know it's not till August 13th here, but I wanted to talk about Community Day that you guys have coming up because I want to build up some heat for it, build up some excitement. So if you wouldn't mind, tell me about this Community Day coming up August 13th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. What is this thing all about, if you don't mind me asking?
Community Day is a platform that we put together to help highlight some of the prevalent issues that we deal with in society right now. Regards to drug addiction, mental health issues, and basically providing a way for families in need to get the resources that they need. It's more of a way just to let the community come together and come out and have fun. We have one of our first vendors that came in, Black Sheep Bakery. They're going to be in to come in and provide some of their services. So they were the first ones to kind of reach out to us and say, hey, we want to be a part of this.
Awesome. And you guys are going to have some music and stuff there going as well?
Music, games. We're going to have some performers come out, and we're still in the process of putting everything together right now, but we're definitely going to have something out there for people to have some fun with.
Awesome. Does somebody, a lot of times walking through the door the first time is the hardest thing to do for most people, I'd argue it's sometimes hard for people to walk into a store the first time because they get nervous, but walking into a gym, taking a step further, walking into a combat gym, a fighting gym, a boxing gym, I can see how that would, I was super nervous my first time to walk in there because everybody's punching each other, how do I know I'm not going to walk in there? They're just going to KO me in the first 10 seconds and I'm done. Should people be afraid to walk in that first time? And if not, what should they expect when they come through the door?
Well, the first time, you come into, of course you're going to be nervous. Nobody wants to come into a place where you're physically putting yourself in a position to get hit in the face or cause bodily harm to yourself anyway. But that's a step that you have to take if that's what you want.
You got to take that first step.
You got to take the first step.
And I would argue, correct me if I'm wrong here, that first step is the hardest though. And just to be clear, like, let's say tomorrow was day one for me. I'm not going to walk in there and you guys aren't going to put me through a 12-round grinder where you line up all your best fighters in the gym and I go stand there and they just round robin and just tee off on me, right?
No, it's going to be a very friendly invitation when you come in. You'll learn your basics, learn how to get into your fight stance, learn how to hold your hands, maybe put you through some basic conditioning drills just so you can get a feel of what's to come.
But you're not throwing me out there to just get my rear end handed to me until I'm ready for that point in my training, correct?
Right, exactly. Well, everybody undergoes an evaluation to see how far you can get pushed or if you're ready to take that next step.
Gotcha. And that's one of the things I think is important is you guys will kind of tailor it towards the individual, because I'm 43 years old. I'm not coming in to be a pro prize fighter. This would be a hobby, a hobby slash, it's a rough hobby. Let me back up. I mean, not most hobbies don't punch back, but it would be more of a hobbyist type thing because I'm not starting a new career in boxing or anything like that. So it would be self-defense, fitness, et cetera. And so y'all would build something that was for me. And I wouldn't necessarily have the same training program as your fighters that are going on to compete, et cetera, correct?
Right, exactly. And when people do come in who don't want to fight or want to get to that level, they'll flat out tell us, I just came to work out. And is
that an option? I've got a lot of friends, some male and female, that they want to do the workout. They maybe even want to learn the stuff. They just don't want to get in and spar and fight. And so that's an option too.
Right. Yeah,
great.
They come out and tell us.
And it's a heck of a workout too. I mean, for those that, I know everybody thinks they're a boxer until you try to box. And I mean, I was terrible at it, man. Like so bad. But, it makes me want to find some time to come back in there and maybe down the road we'll do a Meet Victoria or something where we come in there and let everybody see me get beat up. Or no, let's just stage it. I mean, this is a show. Let me come in and just beat everybody up. That would be way cooler.
Hey, we'll set something up.
Yeah, I don't think it'd go the way I wanted it to, but we need to talk. Is there anything I'm forgetting, my brother? Anything that we need to talk about that? And I know things. This is just getting going. It's still got a ways out. We just want to plan it. Where can they track this? Where can they follow? If they want to keep up with you guys, where is that information?
We are on Facebook. We're on Facebook, Heart of a Champion, and we also have our own website. Is HOACBG. Is that it? Yeah, I always have a hard time.
Man,
HOACBG.
I write it all down too, so that's the only reason I knew is. But we'll put that on there. HOACBG.com. That's a hard one to say, but you did good on it. Heart of a Champion on Facebook. Man, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate what you guys are doing in the community, teaching people a skill that they can take with them. They can protect their families, themselves. I think it's spectacular. And guys, trust me, if you're one of those people sitting out in the audience that thinks, oh, I do this, I do that, you better go in there because you're not as bad as you think you are. And if you are, they should love to have some good fighters in there too. So it's a win-win either way. Forgetting anything?
No.
Nope. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Happy 4th of July. Make sure you check out the Terminal List, Prime Video. My little brother, Jared Shaw, doing a great job in there. Check out the Going Hot podcast, dropping soon. We're going to try to throw that thing out there everywhere. So, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you at the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in to Victoria Events with Caleb Shaw. Make sure you comment down below, like the post, share the post. It really helps the algorithms. If you haven't done so already, make sure you follow our page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any episodes. And if you have an event coming on you want featured on Victoria Events, shoot us a message. We'd love to help you get the word out there. Lastly, make sure you support our sponsors. We could not do this show without them, so we're very grateful. Thanks so much, Victoria, and we'll see you at the next one.